What's up, Emo Geeks? We're back with another Feedback Friday. This week we have an amazing guest from Emfluence.
Hi.
Hi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name's Natalie Jackson. I am the marketing director for Emfluence. We are one part digital marketing agency and one part marketing automation platform. I get to have the fun of playing in both worlds. So we talk a lot about email strategy. We talk a lot about marketing automation software. And the other fun topic that I personally love to talk about is CRM.
Well, you sent over this email, and it's like a email within an email, or it's a very meta email. This is a great B2B example. I think it kind of breaks the mold a little bit. So how would you talk about what you like about it?
So one of the things that I like to do in my capacity as the marketing director is think about how do you make digital marketing an experience. So it's something that you look at B2C brands and you're like, oh, it's so easy for them to make an experiential kind of campaign where people get to play around with something or have fun or push the envelope. I've been in B2B marketing for the better part of 10 years. And one of the things that you always look at is how do you make B2B not B2 boring? So we put this campaign together because we thought it would be a fun way to attract awareness around how to integrate your e-commerce solution and your e-commerce strategy with your marketing automation software. So actually what we do is on our website, we built a fake t-shirt shop with some of our email pun t-shirts, and it's just emfluence.com/shop. And then what happens is you get a modal that pops up when you put something into your cart that says, would you like to play along with our pretend abandoned cart campaign? And so the purpose of it was to be educational, but also to be experiential. So we wanted it to be like, hey, I'm going to sign up for this thing. And when I receive this email, it's going to walk me through the anatomy of an e-commerce abandoned cart email campaign. What should I put where? Where's my free header? Where's my header? What's my header image? What's my call to action? So that was kind of what we were thinking about with this campaign is how can we be fun, educational, and experiential?
I love the little tooltips around, throughout this email. I think it's really a cool way to sort of break down an email and show each part for a B2B email. This definitely stands out. And I'm surprised that all this stuff is, live text and really works really well. And, it's an actual email in the inbox, so it's just a bonus point. You'd have to send it to yourself sort of thing, right? Through the landing page?
Oh, no. So the store, we actually literally built an e-commerce shop on our agency website, and you can actually buy one of these t-shirts from the shop. But we were well, the thing is that we make a new shirt every year for our conference, and they usually are some kind of geeky email shirt. The most recent one we had is electronic mail is the future, and this super retro kind of look to it. And people love our shirts, and they're always like, well, how do I get a shirt from you? And I'm like, you know what? Fine. You can buy it from me off of my website, and I'm going to use it to showcase something that we do really well, which is integrating website and email strategy. So
very nice. Well, I'm a big fan.
It was a fun email to put together, and it actually goes through a couple iterations that get progressively more meta as you go through.
Do you think this is a good abandoned cart sort of email in general, or?
Yeah, if it were really an abandoned cart email, I would recommend pulling the actual product that you had left in your cart. But for us, because it was a B2B sample, we were well, it's probably more fun to do something that's animated and kind of really speak to the fact that this isn't an abandoned cart email. I think that would be something also. You probably wouldn't want to put quite that many calls to action in a true abandoned cart email. But, we wanted to have more fun with it. We were thinking about it in terms of B2B strategy rather than true e-commerce strategy. The part that for me as a B2B marketer who's sent out a lot of B2B emails over time is really trying to think about how do you break out of the two types of B2B emails that you really do see everywhere. There's the first type that's okay, so you sent your single image header with a bunch of lines of text about how awesome your brand is, which of course is always one of 3 points, right? You're talking about how good your service is, how much value you bring, and how supportive you are of the people who buy your things. And that's fine, but all B2B brands do that. And then inevitably all the B2B emails that you get tend to look the same. Right? You can spot one a mile away. It's oh, there's my single image header. It's probably got some stock imagery in it. Here's the block of text. And then here's my call to action button, which is okay. I mean, it serves a purpose. It's Not to say it doesn't always work, but it's just not very exciting, right? And then there's the other one, which is like, oh, I'm just going to send you a text-only email, which is also fine and serves its own purpose, but it's not super fun either. So, I guess for me as a B2B marketer, like the biggest challenge is always, how do you do something that's different than those two things? Because that's what every B2B brand is doing. So how are you going to stand out in the inbox just in terms of even like what kinds of content you're serving up and how you're serving it?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I guess it might be different at Influence, but I could see a lot of people like, oh, this will never work for my audience or something. But I guess, how do you try to push that, boundaries, or how do you explain to your boss why something like this might be good? Is it just testing it, or the culture at your company, would you say, or?
I think it's a combination of both, right? Like we're kind of lucky that we're an agency. So, people expect us to do something that's fun and different. There's a level of expectation of creativity. So, like when I look at the kinds of content we put in here, like we can make a silly line of text in the unsubscribe. So like if you look at how we're talking to our audience here about unsubscription, like we know that we're talking to people who are familiar with email. So we can be a little bit more fun. That would be a tough sell at like, a really big SaaS product company that like talks specifically to accounting professionals, right? Like that might not resonate with them. But I think it's like partially just knowing your audience and partially just being yourself, right? Like this is kind of outside the parameter of email, but it definitely touches email strategy. And that is, how does your brand want to sound different from any other brand in your space? Because I think that's the trap, is that B2B wants to be safe and they want to be non-confrontational and they don't want to rock the boat. But what that means is that like all B2B brands kind of sound the same because nobody's trying to rock the boat. So part of it, I think, is just like embracing your weirdness. What's the thing that makes you weird? Embrace your weirdness. So for us at Influence, it's easy. We embrace our weirdness every day. But I could see how that would be hard for some people to have that conversation. But I do think that it opens up that opportunity to be different, to stand out, to let your true self shine in a way that your copy is really never going to be able to do, like, an experience can.
As you said, I think there's maybe like a balance with B2B of, kind of having fun and knowing your audience, and also, I guess, serving those people that want the very serious plain text emails, as you said. I think this is a nice way of, like, I always think that email doesn't always have to be so serious. If some email doesn't work out, there's probably a chance for you to send another one in the future or something. And I think this is a good way to maybe show you that, like there's all these sections you have to think about and everything, but they could be fun, or you could use email in a different way that's not just sending someone a white paper. There is like this interactive element, and knowing your audience is part of that, I guess, too. But
yeah. Oh, and that's a great point, Matt, because like we have white papers that outline email templates, right? Like that is a white paper download that Influence offers, but this is way more fun than downloading a white paper. So,
sure, for sure.
It's kind of thinking too, like I have the content, I have the knowledge, and I think in B2B, like there's a certain level of expectation that knowledge is part of the sales process, but there are many different ways to showcase that knowledge. It doesn't have to be a content download. It can be something that's more fun.
Who's Influence for? Like, who should be reaching out to you?
So Influence, the digital marketing agency, we do a lot of different digital marketing services, web development, SEO, paid search, paid media. Email strategy is one of our big things too. So if that sounds like something you're looking for, we work with a lot of different types of brands. So we are headquartered in Kansas City, but definitely can do work wherever. And then on the marketing automation platform that we have, the Influence marketing platform, it's great for people who maybe have a CRM in place. Great for people who are really looking at personalization. So there are a lot of really cool personalization options. This email is actually sent through the Influence marketing platform. So, we really try to support what really good emails is always recommending, which is like, how can you send out emails that are personalized and timely and fun and have good results, but are also easy to use, right? Like, how is the platform easy to use? How can we create a good experience for the email marketers out there?
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today. I love this example, and I'll have to look through the rest of your emails and check them out.
Thanks for having us.
If you have any feedback on the series, please leave a comment down below. Hit subscribe to keep up with future episodes. Thank you for giving a listen and letting our sponsors know you love really good emails.